Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're tackling a question that pretty much every business has to face. How do you find the right digital partner?
Exactly. And we're going to explore that by looking at one company, Webbank Nepal. They sell themselves as this all-in-one solution. So we're going to pull back the curtain on their model and see what we can learn about what makes a digital partnership really work.
And really, that brings us right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, you know your success can literally hinge on your technology. Picking the right partner isn't just some item on a checklist. It's everything. It's the foundation. Okay, so let's jump right in. Here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get to know Webbank Nepal. Then we'll dig into their digital toolkit and their creative services. After that, we get to the good stuff, the Webbank Advantage, their YS. And we'll wrap it all up by checking out the proof in their portfolio. All right, first up, let's meet the company. Because let's be honest, in any business partnership, trust is where it all starts. So we're kicking things off with their track record. So the first number that really jumps out is this: 15 plus years. Now, just think for a second about how much the internet has changed in that time. We're talking about the explosion of social media, the world going mobile. To survive and actually thrive for that long, that tells you they know how to roll with the punches. For sure. And it's not like they've just been sitting around. They've delivered over 1,000 projects. That number isn't just a number, right? It's 1,000 different problems they've had to solve, 1,000 client goals they've had to meet. It really points to this huge library of hands-on, real-world experience. Okay, so let's see what all that experience has built. We're moving on to section 2, which is all about what they call their digital toolkit, basically the core tech services they offer. So the heart of it all is website design and development. And looking at this list, what's really striking is the sheer variety. They're doing everything from e-commerce shops and government portals to super specific sites for schools and hotels. That range tells you they're not just using the same cookie-cutter design for everyone. But they go way deeper than just the website you see. They're also building the custom software that actually runs the business behind the scenes. We're talking point-of-sale systems, hotel booking engines, and even ERP software. If you haven't heard of ERP, it stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Just think of it like the central nervous system for a whole company. It handles everything. And that's what's so important about what we're looking at here. This isn't just about writing code. This is about literally building the digital engine that keeps the entire business running smoothly, from the front of house sales to the back office management. And of course, you can't have a modern digital toolkit without mobile apps. They're developing a whole range of them, from everyday stuff like ride-sharing and food ordering, all the way to really complex projects like social media platforms and even AI-powered applications. So they can build all the tools. But what's the point if nobody uses them? That brings us to our next section, their creative and marketing services. This is all about making sure people actually notice your brand. Yeah, this is the side of the business that handles how you look and feel to the world. We're talking about everything from designing your logo to making TV commercials. And, of course, tapping into modern platforms with things like TikTok ads and even AI-assisted video production. And then to get eyeballs on all that great creative, they manage online ad campaigns across all the big players. But they also pair that with smart strategies like SEO, that's search engine optimization, to make sure you show up high in Google searches, and AEO, which is basically the same idea but for getting your app discovered in the App Store. And this just sums it all up perfectly. You can have the most amazing website or app in the world, but that's only half the battle. The other half, the part that actually makes you money, is making sure the right people, your target customers, can actually find you in the first place. Which leads us to the million-dollar question for any potential client. Okay, there are tons of agencies out there, so why pick this one? Let's dig into what they're calling the Webbank Advantage. So, they frame their whole philosophy around this comparison right here. They're saying, look, the old way is these generic, cookie-cutter services. Their whole focus instead is on creating tailored solutions that are customized specifically for what a business actually needs. And that philosophy really rests on 4 main pillars. It all starts with that proven expertise we talked about earlier. Then they layer on this idea of affordable innovation, which is backed up by 24/7 support. And finally, and maybe most importantly, it's all about a results-driven approach. And they don't leave results-driven up to the imagination. They put a big number on it. They claim their marketing campaigns can boost a client's return on investment by up to 300%. To put that really simply, For every single dollar a client spends on marketing with them, they could get $3 back in profit. Now that gets a business owner's attention. And it's not just about the bottom line. There's also this focus on modern business values. This quote really highlights their commitment to things like data security, using eco-friendly hosting, and inclusive hiring, things that matter more and more to companies and their customers today. Okay, so they've definitely made their case. But talk is one thing. For our final section, let's look for the proof. It's time to see who they've actually worked with and check out their portfolio. And here is just a little snapshot of their client list. The diversity is really what's incredible here. I mean, one minute they could be building a super secure system for a hospital, and the next they're creating a booking platform for a trucking company. This isn't just a list of names, it's a map of just how adaptable they are across all of Nepal's biggest industries. And that's really the big takeaway. This is not a company that just does one thing really well. Their portfolio shows they've got the range and the real-world experience to handle pretty much anything across the entire business landscape of Nepal. So after looking at their experience, their services, and what they say makes them different, we'll leave you with this final question to think about. When it comes to your goals, your big idea, your vision, is a single, one-stop digital partner the right move to make it all happen?